this short video is going to be a case study of a deal that was just settled. It wasn't a big one, it was a small one, but it definitely had its challenges, and sometimes these small ones are really tricky to find the right buyer and get across the line. Now, on top of that was the last 2 years of COVID, and with all the government stimulus and well over market pay rises and annual pay summaries for some employees, the entire buy a job market basically just bottomed out, and we've never seen it at a record low like we had, especially in that financial year of 2022. So this one definitely presented its challenges, and through a successful campaign we managed to find the perfect buyer, and the price was $5,000 off what I first anticipated almost 2 years prior. Okay, so if you want to learn more about this one, stick around and watch this short video. Okay, the stats. So over 483 days on the market, so well over a year. A total of 85 confidentiality agreements signed. That's by far a record. That's 85 people who have clicked through, I've spoken to, and they want to learn more about the business. They've signed basically an NDA. I relisted the business 16 times. Okay, and what that does is it tells all the platforms that it's a new listing and brings it to the forefront. And that was partly just periodically, but also tweaking a few things as well and honing in on who our buyer was. So in total, we got 3 different offers. Okay, the first offer was quite low, but through negotiation, I got them up to almost what I recommended the price would be. At the time, it was only about 3 months into the campaign, and the sellers weren't ready to sell for that price. We let that one go. We got another offer that came through, bang on what I recommended. At this time, there was a bit of deal fatigue that set in, so the sellers were happy to move forward. Unfortunately, that one fell over at finance, and then finally, once the business met a couple of specifics, I was able to target the visa buyer, and we got our offer, and we got our deal, and it settled at the start of this year. So, we got there in the end. It was almost identical to my original first offer, but sometimes if you do too well at the beginning, it doesn't help you. So it's a hard one, but nonetheless, we got the deal done. So the problem that was, the vendors were really successful in their niche, in their industry, which was hospitality. They've opened, operated, sold many great profitable businesses. They have another 4 operations going now, and this particular model they carved it out, and the idea was to open a number of these locations, and they've been in long service cooking. This was a short sort of order cooking industry, and what had happened is, it's fantastic fit out. Look, there is differences between short order and sit down type models, as you can appreciate. It wasn't for them. Let's get out of it, move our resources elsewhere, and that's why when I came into meeting with the guys and sort of hearing about what they wanted to do. So with the challenges set, a brand new retail or food fit out can be quite expensive. They were going to take a hit. Nonetheless, with clever accounting and existing business in the same industry, you can really use those losses and move forward. So it's whenever something like this happens, I always urge the sellers to meet with their accountant. Let's all get together and we can really still get a great result. So what we had to do at the start was really find out who the perfect buyer was and target them. Now, in the beginning, it was about 2021, 2022, so we're still seeing a large influx of southerners coming up to the Gold Coast, so there wasn't an issue with buyers. But to target them, we had to design all our marketing collateral around that particular person. there's a big thing in some industries about timing of offers. Now, the original offer we got through was coming into that Christmas summer period on the Gold Coast. Now, that's your peak time to secure a deal. That didn't go forward. The next one we got in January, which was a little surprising, but it was still good enough to get us going. Now, unfortunately, that one fell over. So my instincts told me that the chances of getting an offer after that summer period were going to be low. What that did, we had to sit on the market, continue to show people through the door, and the business was approaching what's called qualification for a 491 visa. So what that means, it needs to be operating for 2 years, so 8 BAS statements, and it needs to be over a particular value, so that the buyer needs to invest a particular amount into the economy. Now, knowing that in our background, I repositioned the business about 3 or 4 months out of once it qualifies, redid the ad copy, the marketing collateral, and targeted that particular buyer. Now that's saw a whole new wave of buyer inquiries come through, and it wasn't long before I found the buyer. They've got another business down in Coolangatta locally, so they knew the area well, and all we had to do was secure the deal, secure the contract, and have a period of due diligence and a period of settlement that was further out, pushed past the time that when the 8th BAS was due. So that allowed us to get everything in place, get the landlord approval, get the finance was required. Well, it wasn't required, but a few other terms, liquor license transfer, etc. And once that BAS was then due, we could use that as a mechanism to action the last of the remaining clauses for for settlement and preparation for settlement, and we got settlement January 15th of this calendar year. So a great start to the year. The buyers have got a business, they've secured their future. The sellers were able to extract their capital, put it into other deals that they've got going. They've got a fantastic array of restaurants and hospitality venues across the coast. Everyone's moving forward. As I said, sometimes a broker can be too successful in the beginning, but at the end of the day, look, no one's got a crystal ball, so we got there in the end, and it really was a great outcome anyway. So that's just another short example of what's involved in selling some of the businesses. As I said, the smaller businesses can be much trickier than the larger one, especially the buyer job market. It did not exist in 2022, so it's really a good achievement to get that done. And so if you would like to learn more about your business and what's involved with getting that sold, then get in contact with the details below, and we can chat more about what you need to do in preparation to get your business sold. I'm Mick Godwin. Thanks for watching.